Oh, yes.
All right. Moving on to Awoken. I think the game plan here is we want to try and find, what are they called? Those units that have like 8 health, and we want to get them to die and be remade. I think we go Root Seeds here, because I think that Regenerate is bad for us. We've got the Stealth Encasement, Stings, and a Paraffin Enforcer. Okay. And Winged Spirit, which is bad for us. I'll take Lost Luggage. Lost Luggage is solid. I think we take Burn Bright while we have the Enforcer. Animus of Units? Yeah, Animus is the name. You're right. We want to grab the Animus units. So I think the way this goes, we just play like Flicker and the Paraffin Enforcer, and we put Molten Encasements in front of them, and we hope that they do enough work for us to get through this. Well, they're killing the Fallen Champion, which is all they have to do, so... Let me just be a little damage averse. That's working, that's working. I just don't want to redraw Dregs, so we're gonna not do that. Oh, he's Rage on Burnout units. He's not Burnout on Burnout units. Well, that's awkward. Okay, so Molten Encasement here. Yeah, it's possible that I misplayed into that a little bit. What are we doing here? How are we beating this boss? I think we need our Spear Stewards out to win. Because I have no Reform. So I have no Reform. I don't have I have no Reform. I have no way to extend Rector Flicker's Burnout. I have no way of targeting this Ominous Acolyte in the back. So I think we just need his Rage to decay a little bit. Okay, we're gonna take some damage. I misread one of my dudes. Okay, molded. Should help a lot. Let's see. Is this a Resto Detto or a Steel Enhancer? I mean, I think it's probably not Resto Detto. I've got like 2 healable units. No, I probably need my Paraffin Enforcer to stay up. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, let me grab an Awoken. We've got Endless Titanite, Animus of Speed. Okay, Animus of Speed is pretty good. We don't want to Endless or Titanite it. I think we just do, like, extra attack power here. And then I'm going to be kooky and reroll. So I want a Wickstone. I think I multi-strike you. And I just put a Wickstone on a random dreg. Okay. We need to get upgrades on Molded ASAP, because it's our only source of reform right now, and we need it to be better. Thankfully, we do have a Merchant of Magic in the second ring. If we can get this, like, holdover, holdover cheap, holdover discount or holdover spell chain, both really good. Alright, so where are we playing Rector Flicker? I think I need the Animus of Speed to be down here. The Quicksilver Cherubs matchup is tough. Let me put them in the top car for now with a Shield Steward, and the bottom floor I'm going to do Flicker and a Paraffin Enforcer again. These guys at least do a lot of base damage, and that definitely helps. We do Dreg in the back here so that we kill both of those. And then we just play out the stings. At least the stings are pretty helpful, and lost luggage is pretty nice to like get me started. You get a Dreg in the rotation. So for this fight, we probably don't want our Animus of Speed to die, and we just Root Seeds them with the multi-strike. Resto Detto's pretty good. We're clearing that. All right, love to see it. Root Seeds will keep our card flow looking good. I could have played those dregs to the second floor. It was a valid choice. Let me see. Well, I don't need to heal the Paraffin Enforcer this round. Just bring out a dreg, and I don't want to redraw these nerds. Okay, so we got to rebuild our bottom floor for the boss. But I think we actually have molded in the pull. We do not have molded here. Okay. We drop Winged Spirit so we get a little bit more damage. Bringing this in. Bring him in. He only gets to hit like once and he dies immediately on the spikes. But it's a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, Animus of Speed is really bad at dealing with this spikes guy. I think I might have screwed myself by playing the Spear Stewards. I can't get rid of my Spear Stewards. And I need room to play Rector Flicker. Although, I'm getting... Okay, I have access to Rector Flicker next round, but it doesn't matter, right? We just screwed because it's the Spikes boss. So, this only hits him for like 120. And then he cracks back. I need to restart this fight. This is winnable, but I have to play in a really, like, weird way. So we can only really bet on molding like once. I need to play the Animus here with nothing in front of it, I think. And I think our top floor is chaff, because if he hits the top floor, we just lose. I think this is correct. We'll play both the stings. Vengeful Shard here. The Molten Encasement doesn't do anything, because we'll die on spikes if we die. I think we still play out the dregs. Yeah, so this is the useless molded. Yeah, play the dreg. That should burn out before he gets in our way. I think this fight is all about not cluttering. Not cluttering our board. Those plays should all be kind of reasonable and safe. Okay, so I draw the molded this turn. We mold up Rector Flicker, and I think he wins. He does not quite win. What if he gets 2 turns of stealth? That is better. We're very close. With the number of hits he's doing, Root Seed, well, he's still getting in 4 hits. It's like 8 damage. Good lord, that is so close. Huh. Second copy of Molded has got to be the play here. Oh no, because the multi-striker was dying on his first attack. The multi-striker was going to get 2 hits and then die on spikes. And then Rector Flicker was going to get 4 hits and die on burnout. I don't think we're taking another sting. That's a skip. I kind of want this Pyre Remains, but I think it's the Merchant of Magic here for sure. Can I take Wickless Tycoon? Yeah, I'm gonna take him. Yeah, spikes is a problem. Let me get Spell Chain on one of the Moldeds. I cannot re-roll and then do something else with that. Could maybe get Spell Power on one of the Stings. I don't know if that's good enough. I'm gonna get a cheap consumable Root Seeds. But I don't have to redraw it. Removing a Shield Steward. Shield Stewards are so awful in Molded in Melting Remnant. My goodness, they're so bad. I think it's probably Worthy Sacrifice. So, Worthy Sacrifice, of course, gives me a little more control over killing off my units to mold them. The question is, do I put it on the Animus of Speed or on one of the dregs? So, of course, Worthy Sacrifice on the Animus of Speed, we can choose to off it on a turn where we have molded and bring it back there. But when it comes back, it's only going to have Burnout 1, and then I need to have another molded back to deal with it again. But if it's the Spell Chain molded, I can off it, molded it, sacrifice it again, mold it again, because it's got Spell Chain. So I think I'm going to go for that. Also, I think this puts us in the realm where we want to duplicate these Animuses. And we just want to play a pile of them and not worry about like other cards, really. So our first Empyrean Well is up here. We might have to go Pyre Remains here. The Merchant of Steel is just okay, because I don't really have multiple units that can get upgrades. I'd rather go left. And then Empyrean Well here, and then Pyre Remains, Empyrean Well here as well. We're gonna have to see if maybe we can do that. This is not Pyre Hunter Archeon, thankfully, but he is, this guy doesn't hit for much initially, but he can start hitting for a lot. I think we'll open up like this there. I think we're gonna bring in this here, and then just put him over here. Let's see if this works out. Focus on scaling you. Let me see. We can bring in this, and that kills another unit, which is really good. I think we're going for stings. Okay, let's do the molded plan. So we bring you out, mold you, bring you in, take you out again, mold you again. So now it's got Burnout 2, and within our 8-card draw, we've got another molded that we might be able to work with. And that gives us the freedom to root seeds because we have a lot of energy. And I'm going to put a dreg over here. We want to get these Spear Stewards killed off so that they're out of the rotation. We'll see if we can find an opportunity to do that. We don't really want to kill the Acolyte while Archeon's watching. I like this. That gets us through some decent units. Do this. We kill you off early so we can molded you again. Up to Burnout 3. We'll play the double root seeds. Let's see. We're in no rush to worthy sacrifice them now, because we can worthy sacrifice them whenever. I think we bring in a Spear Steward so that I don't have to look at a Spear Steward anymore. Oh, this is not the double strike Archeon. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a misplay then, but we'll have to deal with it. Okay, I'm gonna kill something while Archeon's watching here. But it just is what it is. I'm gonna move on with that. I can afford to sting here. Root seeds you. Okay, there's my regular molded, not my spell chain molded. Okay. Yeah, let me offer you up and mold you. It's a little bit of a choice because we, of course, want Rector Flicker back too. But the Animus of Speed is a better carry than Rector Flicker is. Let me see, I want to Resto Deado you. Outs that body, pretty cool. Let's see. Spear Steward doesn't die immediately if I bring him in here. It's 14, 12. I think this dies if I do that, which is good. We get a harvest. Drop the Molten Encasement here because it's a good chance to play it and get rid of it. Do that. Okay, this is the last one before we go to endgame. So that's pretty fine. We get a chance to mold it in Flicker. We also have our spell chain molded. I'm going to start by bringing in Rector Flicker. I'm going to Resto Deado you here. And then I think we go into our recycling trick up top. Burn out 5. Burn out 6. Get rid of that. Keep up our card draw. Let's bring this in. Okay, we're bringing him in with very, very low attack power, thankfully. Okay, we are killing up here. Get more money with that. Play that. Play those. Getting a little more damage on Archeon. And it should be this. So we are still looking to carry with the Animus of Speed. And I think we're on a pretty good track to do so. The only question is, does she have enough burnout to survive long enough to do the damage? Okay, I have the option of playing her down here now, and I think we're going to do that, because this is the turn we have the molded. We'll do that. Mold. It's back with Burnout 7. Burnout 7 gets the job done. Cool. Are there any other plays we can do for money? Yes, because we can just kill her a couple more times and get a harvest every time. And we can bring in a Dreg who will stand at the front and get killed for another harvest. Oh, actually, I don't think the Dreg gets to die because the Animus of Speed might kill him on quick. Do that too, just because. Yeah. We still get the harvest on Archeon, of course, but we missed a little bit. Okay, what is our upgrade route here? What are we doing? We have an energy hack, so it's probably not energy. It's either card draw, so we can get our molded more often, or it is space, so we can play our chaff more freely. I think it's space so that we can play out our chaff. Because we're going to get to a point where our deck is small enough that we just redraw things. I don't... Wait, oh. No, okay, Worthy Sacrifice is not an Extinguish-based thing, it's an activated ability. We do not have any Extinguish-based effects, so it should not be Intent on Death. Could be Formless Child, could be Wickless Recruitment. I think Wickless Recruitment's the easy pickup here. Yeah, it's true. Root Seeds is really helping our card draw. So I think it's going to be Space every time. Ah, dang it. We had the Bounty Stalker pickup. The Bounty Stalker pickup with Intent on Death is a really funny setup. Here, though, I think it's probably the Wickless Baron. Wickless Baron's just a real champion. I've played Bounty Stalker before, and my take on Bounty Stalker was that the stealth makes him kind of awkward to like play with, and you need to have a shitload of molding, and he has to be the guy you're molding all the time. And I don't really think I have the flexibility in targeting with that. So I think I need to be molding my Animus a lot. Let's see. So I kind of want to go Merchant of Steel so that I can get the Pyre Remains. And Merchant of Steel, we can pick up upgrades onto our Wickless Baron. Wickless Baron, really good guy to upgrade. We might like a room. Equipment doesn't work so well because it falls off when we reanimate creatures. Or we can just get trinkets, because trinkets are cool. I know that we want to hit these 2 Empyrean Wells, so I guess we're pretty flexible in what we're doing here. Like, if I hit an event that lets me get another upgrade on the Animus of Speed, or like a graft on the Animus of Speed, that's insane. Obviously. So, like, is upgrading units other than the Animus of Speed actually worth my time? Is a bit of a question. Because maybe the Wickless Baron helps out and we get, like, a secondary carry, but maybe it doesn't matter. Like, maybe the game plan here is we get 3 Animus of Speed on the table, and we just reanimate the shit out of them and nothing else matters. And on that game plan, Merchant of Trinkets is better by a lot. Yeah, like Resin Block is huge. Versatile Ember Staff, also huge. I'm gonna check event before we move on. Balatro. Canio, Perkio, Gross Michelle. Cavendish is like 60 attack on my key unit that is a multi-striker. And before it becomes Cavendish, it's still pretty good. Perkio is decent, but this should be the pick. Because that is actually enormous. Okay. Thinking ahead to how we're dealing with Kale, we're probably dealing with Kale by playing our power units on the bottom floor and then just trying to, like, run through his stuff, which is actually viable for that, I think. Spikes is a little troublesome, but we are playing around recycling our units. They're gonna outscale the spikes. I'm not concerned about the spikes too much. I am concerned about Savagery, because Savagery is bullshit. We never play Shield Stewards. Flicker is going to be struggling to keep up. It's kind of funny. We need to take every challenge. I need a lot of money. I don't know why I need a lot of money. I think it's just, like, instinctual. So we've got a Merchant of Steel on the left anyway, so skipping this Merchant of Steel feels really good to me. Because I don't think I'm going for this Merchant of Arms. It'd be really funny. You know, I'm wondering if you can trigger Versatile Ember Staff in deployment. Looks like you can't because it doesn't have a readout here, which is a little odd. There are a couple of ways of getting a spell to occur here. Or you could have equipment and a room. So you could play like unit, equipment, room, and theoretically trigger this. I guess the game doesn't account for that, though. I'm gonna keep playing Flicker in the bottom lane, because I'm pretty sure he still, like, expects to kill a guy. We want to play Speed with the Tycoon, I think. I mean, the organization is really kind of whatever, because we tend to resort the we tend to like reorganize things really quickly anyways. I'm gonna just recruit him so I don't have to worry about molding him, because he's not our better mold unit. And then we're gonna start this bullshit. Okay, now we can think about where we're actually putting her, because we might want to put her bottom floor. I think I want to run her on one of my harvest floors, so that she's helping these units scale. Then let's bring those out, do this, and root seeds her. She's still definitely the root seeds target. So now she outs both of those. That's cool. Let me get the encasements down to protect the Paraffin Enforcer. Do we want to bring out both encasements or just one? Oh, okay, Versatile Ember Staff lets us bring out both. I'm playing that over the root seeds here, which might be a misplay. But we've still got 6 cards next turn. Oh, space for another drag. I don't think I have a way to get that collector, not through this unit. Alright, it's like, he's mostly getting clobbered by Flicker. So a sting doesn't, like, help him. Either way, I want to keep scaling the Wickless Baron. Sacrifice. Mold. We put her up here for one of these moldings, so we can get another $10. Well, it's like, am I going to farm with the Tycoon? Am I going to scale the Baron? It's a question of, like, which one I need to do. And I'm more concerned about losing and scaling up the Baron. But having the Animus of Speed here and killing units, actually, I could be keeping her top floor here. It's like kind of there's multiple ways of doing this, I think. Like, I don't think there's a set answer on it. Okay, so now we have a molded here. Resto Dead OU. I need energy. I'm not certain yet where I'm playing her. With him at a 60-60, maybe we do shift the Animus of Speed to top floor and focus on cash for a little bit. I suppose I Wickless her just because. Wait, if I remove her Burnout and then sacrifice her and reanimate her, does she come back with Burnout 7? I don't know how that works. I mean, I guess I don't have to worry about it anyway. I can just pass. I need to make sure I'm not getting more than 2 units, well, 3 units up here. So that's actually a fine number to come through. So we can just focus on farming cash here. Mold Animus. Mold Animus. Back, sack, Mold Animus. I'm very satisfied that I was able to call out for this run. The thing I want to do this run is find an Animus and mold the shit out of it. And that has pretty much been happening. That is delightful. Okay, so we get 2 units moving up the top, 2 deaths to feed the Baron. I think that's pretty good. Okay, now we've got Ajax coming in. That would be horrible. I don't need you to put that evil on me. I'll resto Detto here, which does possibly earn me less money, but... and I want to throw out the stings for max card draw, right? Actually, I only have 9 cards in my rotation, so we only need to throw out 1 sting, technically. That's one of the nice things about this strat, is after we played through our units, we become a guaranteed draw on our moldings, which also lets us farm, like, hilariously. Just throw out the stings early here. This is one of those strats that's going to involve a lot of clicking. I don't think I need to run numbers on when Ajax dies. I think he just gets clowned, like, super fast. But yes, if I molded the wrong unit, I'd have to restart the turn, probably. I need this to loop. I actually need to play out that entire thing. That's fine. That is Chad's job. Yup. You are duty bound to curse me whenever possible. Oh man, like, that's a good question. I didn't track how much money I went into this fight with, but I feel like it was maybe 100. This is such a nice little combo. I'm so glad I clicked what I clicked in that event. I was about to click Sacrifice and not have another molded effect. That would be pretty bad. I would hate having to restart these turns and, like, click all those buttons again. I need to not get too in the flow. Okay, this is probably one of those runs where Memories of the Melted or Memento Mori can go really crazy. Memories of the Melted is probably bad because our energy is like turbo, but Memento Mori should be pretty good. We are getting our deck stupid low. What is our out for an Infinite Rail Spike? Like, does Infinite Rail Spike actually win the game for us? We can go Infinite on Sting. Okay, so it might be like we might find our way to a cheese win. See what happens. I don't know how many copies of Animus of Speed we actually like want to have or care to have, but I do feel like I want at least one more. I don't think I'm taking an Animus of Will here. because I think it's like strictly inferior, basically. Okay, so we're looking at upgrades for the Wickless Baron, the Paraffin Enforcer, probably. I don't hate getting a large stone on the Wickless Baron, since I have Heaven's Light. Let me see. Let me just reroll this. Multi-strike on the Baron. Let me Wickstone one of these dregs. Not the same dreg. Different drag. I have another train guy to purge, right? Yeah. Let me get rid of both my train guys. I'm making I'm making a really comfortable amount of money. Do we duplicate the Rail Spike here? So Rail Spike Infinite requires us to get non-consuming Rail Spike. So we can check that on the Merchant of Magic in the next ring. So we don't duplicate this yet. I'm gonna duplicate them though. So even the baseline Animus is already like, what's it called? The baseline Animus is already like a 60 power attacker with multi-strike. Very comfortable with them. Get out with the Tycoon. I think bringing in the Baron's more important than the second Animus. Ooh, we lost our banana, which is actually a good thing. Banana event is such a troll. I'm just gonna bring in dregs in front of the Wickless Baron for his scaling. Let me see. I'll bring in the Molten Encasement here. Let's see. For this fight, I've got 14 cards in deck. So let me see. I can bring in one of these and sacrifice it, like, just for shits. If I sacrifice the other one, and then Awoken's Rail Spike, just throw that out, then I'm drawing 7 out of 14 to go for one of my 2 Moldeds. I mean, I definitely draw Molded next turn in the worst case. Yeah, there's a Molded in there. It's not the good Molded, unfortunately. Recruit you. But I actually can play greedy on this and drop the Calcified Ember, because I'm guaranteed to draw into the other Molded. And there it is. Also, this Molded is now free to cast. Love to see it. You're in. Drop a Vengeful Shard. Get you out of the deck. That. You're out. Stings. Mold. Wait. Almost forgot. So the second Animus of Speed is probably not on the docket until we're talking about the Titans. And then we might look at playing them. We have no Resto Deado targets, so I think that's ending. Wing Spirit is such a bummer Pyre to have rolled for Remnant. We're never going to use it. Is there a way to collect on that collector? Not with this hand. I don't have a way to put a unit into my hand to trigger the Versatile Ember Staff. Or a Blight, actually. All I have in my hand are spells. It's like we could incidentally Memento Mori this guy. But I'm still only killing 2 units here. Yeah, there's nothing else I can shuffle out of the way. So the root seed should be optimal. Bummer. There's a big molded turn. I could adjust the Animus position if I wanted to, but we'll keep earning money. Yeah, with the extra efficiency we've gained along the way, I don't really have concerns. I'm gonna throw my stings here to make sure these guys can, make sure this axe thrower can move up. Up to 150 on this. Yeah, I want to make sure units are moving up to the Tycoon floor. It's funny that this is like the -1 card draw fight. Like, you basically can't tell. Burnout 8. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's interesting. Since I removed the burnout from him, he doesn't apply rage to anymore. It's just like a little anecdotal. It's not important. It is really optimal if we get the boss up to the top floor, because then I could, like, slay him a zillion times and harvest. But I'm not going to fret if we don't hit that, if one of our floors happens to be strong enough to kill him. He is taking like 400 damage here just because Flicker's big. I'm not going to hit Winged Spirit here. Okay, yeah, we're getting into his reanimates with this Wickless Baron just because it multi-strikes. But I want to kill him top floor. Okay, 19 reanimates for 19 slays. We do need to actually collect on those, so it looks like we're not quite getting it right now. Memento Mori is just worth 1. Okay. Bringing back the Animus of Speed and making it bigger is not the most efficient way to deal with this, I think. I think what we do here is we bring in a Molten Encasement. This buys us like 2 turns extra, and that does it. Also, we smack him. And given that that worked, we could either kill this again, or we can just mold in something else. So I think we're just molding in like a Dreg here, or something that'll burn out 1. It's actually pretty good. Let's bring in another Molten Encasement. Do that. Okay, this should represent a pretty good cash gain. The fact that we brought it all the way up to the top floor was worth like 190 gold. Because he had like 19 reanimates. Let's see. Is it ever resin removal against Chosen of Savagery? It's very possible, because I can drop the melee weakness. Wickless Recruitment does the same thing, and I've got Wickless Recruitment in hand every turn. So is it resin removal because I can purge spikes or rage? I don't think it is. And honestly, we're allergic to making the deck larger because we have, like, weird ways of winning right now if we don't increase deck size. I don't think it's ever awake. We, like, don't have targets for it. Let's move on. So, if we're under pressure of units dying, we can bring units back faster. Oh, also Cavendish is, like, insane. So, I forgot that we lost Gross Michael. So, yeah, with Cavendish, we're at a base 119 attack. Coming over here to check the Merchant Magic. Show me non-consume. Not here, okay. It's never double stack, right? Holy Stone has a good argument. I'm gonna put Holy Stone on Memento Mori. It's kind of free. And let's re-roll it. We got it. Rail Spike Infinite is online, and it's very easy for us to hit, actually. Like, disgustingly so. Pump up the other Sting. Intrinsicing the Molded doesn't matter much, so it's already very easy for us to play. I'm gonna hit one of the Root Seeds to free, because it might be easy while we're setting up. Alright, so we need to get our card pool down as much as possible, so I'm gonna remove a Dreg. That should accelerate us. Well, these Dregs also hit for like 36 baseline. Pretty funny. We duplicate the Rail Spike. Alright guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. It's very likely that we're gonna play out a lot of the rest of this run fishing for infinites and then playing them out. I think this deck is actually pretty good at setting up the infinite too. Given that we can like burn energy so easily. And given that we're against Savagery, the Infinite is definitely the safest way to play out. It's like, I am afraid of Savagery in a very visceral, real way. Like, that guy is not cool. Okay, to what extent do we, like, Rail Spike now to check for the cards? So, Rail Spike for 4, 5, 6. Rail Spike 6 out of 13. Yeah, I think we play that. Yep. So on top of other things, we can, like, find another Animus to also help us kickstart Rail Spiking. We get the Ember Staff draw, that's also helpful. Let's see, bring in another Dreg here. So we need to get through our Dregs and our Molten Encasements as fast as possible, because they obstruct the infinite. Bring in the Animus again. Sacrifice the Burnout Animus. We actually just keep this one on board, and then we Mori for health. There's no need to... Oh, Wickless you. Card pool down to 15. Okay, so this Root Seed's a consume. That gets our card pool down. Throw out the Sting. What is our card pool big on? Like, what is blocking us? Do I have too many Root Seeds in the pool? I'm definitely playing with, like, a few too many cards right now. Okay, so Let me just pick up the cards that I can and see what that gets me. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 16 cards in the pool right now, and the maximum I can have is like 12. I need more burnouts. So I'm not actually at the infinite right now. I don't think. But I'm damn close. I mean, even if I'm not at the infinite, I can still, like... I can still, like, go non-deterministically, like, fast through my stuff. So I still have, like, a pseudo-infinite root seeds bullshit thing going on. Oh, discordant tolls are annoying, obviously. Goes out. Okay, so for now, we're just going to keep playing as I've been playing. And we'll see how far we get along stuff. The neat thing about this variant on the combo is obviously that we get our energy really high. Because anytime we're at 10 energy, we can just kind of draw fresh. And then keep rolling. This might actually turn into a much faster version of the infinite because of that. Because I might be able to climb back up to 10 energy and then Rail Spike again. Rail Spike is hella broken. Do I have a molded card? Yep. Oh, wait. So we draw 11 again. Molded the unit again. How far does this go? Well, we can only draw 2 off this Rail Spike, right? We can turn it into a draw 5, and we've got a molded. I'm not confident that this actually stops. Because of how much more energy we produce than the normal version of this combo. Oh, that might be going too far. No, I gotta mold it again. And a Rail Spike again. Okay, this is also printing a lot of money. And then we Rail Spike for 5, or do we Rail Spike for 6? Rail Spike for 6, obviously. So we're playing this out in a way that's possible to miss, but I'm going to be nice about it. Because, like, we're possibly close to infinite on a lot of things. Like, we're close to infinite on money, which is insane. But I'm just going to keep going until I Memento Mori the boss to death, which is faster than this could be. So this is only a draw 5. Possibility we don't hit a molded. We hit a molded, obviously. This is the most fun version of this infinite I've seen, to be fair. Like, I'm doing a lot. I think if we don't play the Sting, it probably becomes more consistent. Because I just need to draw the molded every time. We're drawing 8. There's the moldeds. Whoops, come here. Okay. I don't have a rail spike in hand, so we have terminated the combo for this turn. For a nice little 250. Up to burnout 19, 325 gold, 452 attack. All right. So the combo's not perfect right now, but boy, you could be mistaken for thinking otherwise. I think we just aim for a kill this turn. Because when we're playing this much Monster Train, I am no longer going to focus on making it perfect. 13 energy draws everything. I think anytime we hit a threshold where we draw everything, I'm just going to draw everything. Because we're going to draw the cards. We're going to make the Animus like 4 times. We're going to bring them back. We're going to have over 10 energy. Okay, so there are 9 cards that are possible to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only going to get to draw 5 of them because of cards, because of hand size. So any of these that I play add to the pool of what I can draw. So this is how we're in the non-infinite set. The next 5 includes a rail spike, but I need it to include a molded. I need to make sure I hit a molded. So I think we play out the rest of this to increase my chances of hitting molded. Draw 10. We found the molded. Yeah, so my deck is a little too large for this to be fully deterministic. But anytime we have the boss in a free lane, we can just play this out to kill the boss. Okay, Memento is lethal here. We don't heal once we discount it to nothing, but... I'm just gonna end the fight rather than farming cash. I don't think I actually need more money to win the run. I think we can safely play this ultimate in every remaining fight. Sacrificial Resurrection actually makes the combo better. Because we can use Sacrificial Restoration in... We can use Sacrificial Resurrection in any hand where our remaining cards in hand are a set of, like, Root Seeds, Stings, Wickless Recruitment, and that can get the hand size down to a point where Rail Spike goes truly infinite. Rail Spike can go infinite off of just Molded because it's infinite attack power Animus, and then that will win us the fight. So we can play out our hand. Let me see. I'm trying to think of whether or not there are cases where Sacrificial Resurrection makes us lose instead of win. And the answer there is, if I play Sacrificial Resurrection while I have a Rail Spike in hand, it doesn't consume the Rail Spike because the Rail Spike's non-consumable. It's actually protected from the Sacrificial Resurrection effect. Which probably wins us, like, everything harder. Okay, which of these helps us get to the infinite faster? Does energy help us? No. We have energy for days. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so we've got card remove possibility. There are maybe some things in events that change our game plan or help us out. Are there spell upgrades that matter? I don't really think so. I think there might be unit upgrades that matter because we might need a stronger unit to stand in front of like savagery damage for 1 or 2 turns. So let's go over here and check that. Large Stone a Tycoon. And then roll it. And then Titanite a Tycoon. Okay. Now we definitely have a unit that can stand in front of savagery because any unit with those upgrades can stand in front of savagery. It's fine. I'm gonna Dualism a Molten Encasement because I have a lot of money. Events. We can get like Archers, maybe. I'm actually gonna skip this because it's kind of bloat. I don't want to take the 2 followers. Although normally, if I did not have Rail Spike, I would definitely take this and attach it to Animus of Speed, because the graft is funny. Like the random equipment. Man, Cult of the Lamb was a huge disappointment for me as a game. Because it was so obvious that, like, the fetishism of the creators is a little too on display. Yeah, this is fine. I can take that. So, I don't have a discount, so the average cost of a relic is like 150. So I want 450, 900, and the refresh cost of 75. I want 975. The challenges give me 400. The fight pot is like 100-ish. So it's like 500 gold. So I want to have like a minimum of 600 gold coming out of this. And then probably going left for Pyre Remains just because this other stuff doesn't matter much, I don't think. Actually, we might want the Unstable Vortex, which gets us the Forgotten Boons, which is even crazier. So we don't need much money coming out of this fight. We don't need to play too hard into our Tycoon. I mean, I still have to play the first couple of turns kind of normal. Sort of. We might already be there. We might already be climbing to the top of Bullshit Mountain. Yeah, let me not tell any filthy lies before I start to get into the round and realize how insane I can be immediately. Because the combo really does set itself up. I do want to drop Resto Detto. If I drop Memento Mori, I can't heal. Yeah, we are halfway up Bullshit Mountain. I think what I do here is I actually Worthy Sack so that I can Memento for health, and then I get rid of that card. I actually should have played that draft on a different floor, but it's fine. We draw 10 out of our like 16 card pool. Okay. So I need to find out if this consumes what's it called? Blights. I don't think it can, because these are unpurgeable. I don't want to play all my root seeds because I want to resurrect them out. I want 6 cards. Show me what I get. Okay, there's the 1 health Memento Mori. Don't care about Wickless recruitment. We need to play out the rail spikes before we play the sack resurrection. So I'm just going to play the rail spike here. All right. I believe the full set of cards in my hand right now does not matter. I have to like quadruple check this. I think I sack this so that I can get one last Memento Mori out. And so that I have energy to play the Blights if they don't get consumed. Okay, so when we do this, it does consume the Blights. Holy shit. This is our entire deck now. There are 2 cards left in the draw pile. God damn. Yeah, so 1 play of Sacrificial Resurrection sets us up entirely as long as it hits our Blights, pretty much. It's like, now we're at this point. We go infinite on Molding. We're like infinite on Molding and infinite on like stings, spikes, root seeds, which means we have perfectly infinite money. This is the point where I would like to mod in a win button. Say like, okay, my deck is not beatable. It simply cannot lose. So what I'm gonna do here, I think, is we go Stingfinite to get that collector. Oh, it's actually infinite Memento Moris, which is way faster too. Oh yeah, that's so much easier to play. And I'll actually just end turn there, because I don't need any more money than this. We're drawing 7 cards per turn. Let me make sure the card draw is enough. Yeah, we're drawing 10 cards per turn. We have less than 10 cards in deck. We're not getting any chaff into our deck, and every turn we Memento Mori everything. This is the silliest it's ever been. I mean, this is coming off of the back of another run that was particularly silly. So this is a very silly night tonight. Okay, I'm just glad that this infinite is actually like pseudo-exponentially fast. I do need to play the stings and the root seeds to get my card draw up. Card draw 8, 4, 8, 9. We have a 9-size card pool, but we're guaranteed to draw off the rail spike. Yeah, I mean, my last couple sessions have been a lot less crazy than this. Yeah, the infinite is locked. We go infinite every turn. And I have the option to make the infinite faster by like molding up the unit in the top floor, which makes us more money and makes our Memento Moris hit harder. So I'll just do that at the end of the turn after I've cleared the enemies. This will make me kill the boss faster. Whoops. Play her before I... Whoops! That's fine. The infinite is so, like, this is such a strong and resilient infinite that I can misplay it and continue. Because it generates energy, it makes money, it draws me cards, it does everything. This is literally the strongest I've ever been in this game. Whoops. Yeah, I can misclick a lot. Okay, right, I need to make sure I get up to 10 card draw. So real quick, let me do that. I can actually pivot within the infinite to satisfy every need. Yeah, I'm gonna try to speed it up. We're at a 260 memento. At least this is 7th realm. I wonder if I can go infinite in the first round and kill Savagery before he attacks. I think I can. Maybe. No, it takes me at least 2 turns. I need to draw 10 cards. And let's end with my Animus on board. All right, talk about revenge against a Thane. This is... Yeah, you know, you incant all you want. Not like I'm gonna attack you. I will never collide with those spikes. Rail Spike might need to be reconsidered as a card. Remember that you will die. No, we don't take more cards. There are no other cards that we could possibly take. Nothing can make us stronger than this. We could technically, like, Vortex 2 cards and see if that does actually make us stronger. It's vaguely possible. Sure. Okay. No. I think that's a no. I'm pretty sure that's a no. Because endless units go into a different pool than the units I'm reanimating, so this could maybe screw me up. Okay. We can make the other molded also spell chain. This might help me set up the sacrificial resurrection. This probably helps. And there's nothing to remove consume from that is important. That is, like, maybe technically a thing. It's not enough of a thing to play it. Vortex, what speeds this up? It's not really important. We should be able to control our hands sufficiently for Sacrificial Resurrection to take out any cards that need to go. I just need to play the Sacrificial Resurrection correctly, and then we get there. And it should be able to win on turn 2. Okay, we play the consume cards first. We do need to play out units. We play you and sack you immediately. You're just energy at this point. I don't care about doing that. Get you out, mold. Do this for some preliminary energy. I do need to play the rail spikes before the resurrection. Let's see. So we just need to get through all the dregs and the encasements here. But I'm pretty sure I have the space for them on table. It's not really what I meant to click, but that's fine. I didn't draw into another molded. Let me see. I think I need to keep the, I want to keep the Memento Mori in the rotation, because otherwise this takes forever. So we don't sack Resurrection here, unfortunately. That's a bummer. If we get the Memento Mori down to free, then we can always play it before Sacrificial Resurrection. And that puts us back on track, basically. Molded. This is mostly like, don't misplay. 60. I need that to be in the mix. Theoretically, everything's dying here, but it's not really going to happen. Do that. I lost the molded on full hand. That's a bummer. There's the molded back. I don't want to play the Vengeful Shards, so I think I do this. Molded, get you. Play that, sack, mold again. Okay. 7 cards in discard pile. That's basically the infinite in a nutshell. Except that I need the rail spike. So this is going to be a test of whether or not the resurrection removes the rail spike. If it does remove the rail spike, I need to redo the turn. It looks like it removes the rail spike. It actually does burn the rail spike. So that breaks the infinite. So I need to play out the hand until rail spike is not in the hand. Okay, this time I'm gonna not lose the molded immediately. So I can go a little further. As long as I burn the 2 blights, I should be in a really good spot. But this is the point in the combo where I have to like manage my hand size to make sure I'm getting all the chaff in here. I have to play this rail spike. It's going to put things in my hand that I don't think I want in my hand necessarily. Let me just focus on getting Memento Mori down to 0 cost. Okay. Should pick up most of the rest of the cards. Well, I just need the rail spike out of hand. I need to focus on what has to be out of hand rather than what has to be in the hand. So we play that. And I think all the rest of this is expendable. So we've got those with Memento Mori in the discard, which means that as of next turn, we've got 2 rail spikes and Memento Mori. We are here. I can put more cards into the infinite now by playing them from my hand. I have 6 cards in reserve, so I can play up to, like, the stings and the root seeds if I want to. I think I will do that. And then we send it. And we can't play the drafts. The draft is also in rotation for a little bit, but it's fine. Now we kill the boss. I'm just glad this is better than that time I went infinite on spikes. One more. Skadoosh. Oh. Skadoosh. Math. Okay. Let's finish it up. Venture forth. Okay, so it took us a few more than 2 turns to get that out. But now that I have a clearer picture of what I'm aiming for in playing the hand, maybe I can do it better. Technically, this could be an infinite score run, but that would be so goddamn boring. Pretty sure nobody's aiming for infinite score for good reason. Or, like, nobody's aiming for high score for good reason, because there's no cap on what you can do, so that would be really boring. Technically, I could also take this into endless rounds, once again. That'd be really goddamn boring. This is just free energy. That would be really funny. Just imagine the other guy, like, accelerating beyond all reason. Unfortunately, we end here for this turn because I don't have more bullshit in my hand. Oh, hey, more bullshit. Never mind. In that case, I guess I'll draw 12. And keep going. There's the encasements that need to come out. That should be the last of the dregs, because I've gone through 1 rotation of my deck. If not for Memento Mori, I could Sacrificial Resurrection this hand, but with that in hand, I can't do it. I can just do that because Resto Detto can't do anything here, so that's turn 1. These guys do put a little bit of bullshit in my deck, but theoretically we can burn it. Alright. This hand does not have any, what's it called? I don't have Molded in this hand. So let's check the next 5 for it. I need to make sure I'm actually checking 5. This guy went up to Stealth 11. It's funny. Okay, 6 cards in hand means we do draw 5. There's a Molded. And now it's free. Gonna remove your spell shields, so I'm gonna have to do that eventually. Whoops. Come on, click correctly. Almost clicked past the select there. Bring you back twice. Do this. It's on a draw 8. I want to play the Memento Mori first, that it's possible to redraw. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards in hand, drawing 6. I need to play 1 more. We don't want to play the Pyre Light. Play the Root Seeds. Draw. There's the Molded again. Play 1 card, mold again. Just slowly trying to refine the hand until it has exactly what it needs. cards. That's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 6 cards in hand with a draw 8. I want to draw a little more than that. Let me play a Pyrelight. So now we're at 4 cards, draw 7. That's fine. There's the Molded again. Memento Mori's down to 1. Need to play 1 card before playing the Molded because of Spell Chain. Animus, sack. Play Memento. Animus is back. Okay. From here we get Rail Spike out of hand. We get Rail Spike out of hand. We want Molded out of hand. Doesn't matter what we bring back. Okay. Discard pile. Draw pile. That's the combo. Is there anything else I need to change? Shouldn't be. We've got 10 card draw next turn. Sacrifice, the draft goes into the network. Okay, that's fine. We are now infinite. Could be. Oh, I guess the Memento Mori's still 1 energy for now, but... let me see. Double checking this. I've got 4 cards left to draw, so we're maybe not quite there. It's probably because of these Discordant Tolls. If I just play those out, go into Molded... I think that probably restores the infinite. There are 4 cards out of our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards in hand. Just drop a Pyrelight. So now that should be 7 and 4. That should be it. We technically play the draft. Rail Spike for 2. Here we are. Should be... okay. Why are you not dying? Oh, you're not dead. Oh, right, because I sacrificed the friggin' unit that was killing you. Obviously. It's higher score if I play that. Cool. Done. That was pretty goof troop. And that should mark win number 62. Utterly redonkulous. I mean, there are a couple things in this game that are pretty auto win. Yep, that was win number 62. And Awoken's Rail Spike is one of those things that gives you auto wins sometimes, and it's part of the reason. Like, I think Awoken will be one of my faster units to clear with. Sometimes you also get like Dante the Dependable, and he makes your run go stupid. There are some things like that.